Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina and our fabulous super couple guests in the studio today. Tina, how are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Today is the day. Connect Summit 6. We are going to be on live all day today until 7 o'clock. So bring on the coffee.
I know Tina is like, she's already setting herself up. She's like, it's gonna be the day. We're gonna need a gallon of coffee for this day. But we are the bright start to the morning, and hopefully it'll just be super energizing.
Yeah, come back at 7 and see how we are.
Girl, this is old hat for you, right? You should be a pro at handling
8 hours of being like on your game and giving like all your energy takes everything out of you. Like, well, even me, I'm an extrovert, right?
Know that for sure, because they just came off of a 3-day, was it a 3-day event?
Yes.
Right. So you just did a Marriage Can Win 3-day event, Vows to Victory event. Well, welcome to our virtual studio today. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. Doing great. Excited about being here.
Where are you guys coming from?
Orlando, Florida.
Orlando. I think last time there was in Orlando, Angel.
Right, my kids live in Orlando, and I just got a picture from them today. They work at Disney World.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Been a little crazy with the opening, but they got to go into Animal Kingdom. It's the first park that they've been. So as cast members, the park's been closed to them, so they can get all the people who actually have tickets and needed to go. But they sent me a picture. They got to go into Animal Kingdom today. Oh, wow. And they said there's nobody there.
Oh, wow.
Nobody there.
Okay, I don't think I've ever been to Animal Kingdom. What is is it like a zoo?
Oh, well, girl. It's
kind of like a safari, like you're in the middle of Africa. You actually
okay, so I've been to Wild Animal Park in San Diego because I grew up in San Diego. So is it like that?
I haven't been there, so I don't know.
Okay.
But it is. It's like going on safari, like into
like
Kilimanjaro.
And elephants and all those kind of things.
Yes, lions.
Okay, so that's Wild Animal Park in San Diego. Okay, so now I know. So you know how Disney World and Disneyland, they're two different things.
On Mount Everest, they've got the Pandora ride, the flights of passage. Yeah, it is.
We're gonna have another trip to Orlando and do like everything. Because last time we went to Epcot, so we went around the world.
Oh yes.
About 30 VIP people for Media Mastery, which we had a blast.
We did.
We had so much fun.
It was so much fun.
We drank our way around the world.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's one way of going around the world on a budget.
Exactly, right? And in one day.
Yeah.
It is super fun. So have you guys been out and about? Are you guys out doing stuff in Orlando, or are you like me? I'm a mole.
Still pretty much inside, venturing out little by little, bits and pieces here and there.
Going to the Cheesecake Factory.
They're on lockdown though, right? Orlando, Florida's all on lockdown.
Well, they're opening up gradually, but we're just, with the rates increasing the way they are, we're kind of erring on the side of caution. And
yes,
exactly. You don't want to go out there too soon. Angel, I don't think Angel's gonna leave till maybe 2021.
I'm good. Y'all have your germs out there and spread it and figure it out. And then when you got it all solved, I'll come and play. But you went to the Cheesecake Factory?
Yes, we did. Because during the pandemic, it was like my birthday, my husband's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So, Father's Day, Mother's Day. So we decided to venture out a little bit and get something to eat.
You just celebrated it all together. That's a good idea. Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthday, all together in one thing, and you'll be like, I'm done.
What was it like? What was it like to go? Did you have to make a reservation? Did you have to wait outside? Like how? Tell me what it's like in the world.
Let us live vicariously through you.
What we love normally when you go to Cheesecake Factory, there are these huge lines.
Oh, yeah.
But now you can go online, you make your reservation, and when you get there wasn't much of a wait, less than 5 minutes, and they take you to your table, and then it's like every other table, so you're not seated directly next to
Right.
someone.
No one is.
to wear your
Yeah,
mask.
on either side. So
Mhm.
You have to wear a mask inside.
Oh yes,
yeah.
definitely. Until your food comes.
Until
and
your
then you can
food
eat.
comes.
Yeah.
And so you ate inside.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
See, I haven't been inside of a restaurant since
I don't get it.
February.
But majority of the time, what we do is we do the curbside. So like if we order Panera or if we order like Bahama Breeze, it's all curbside. They come bring it to you.
Yeah, they bring it to you. They bring stuff to my door.
Oh
And
yes.
yeah, it's been pretty dynamite. My husband asked me just the other day, was running to the grocery store.
Mhm.
It was on Sunday. He said, Angel, do you want to come? I'm like, nope, I'm good. He's like, you don't need to get out. I'm like, nope, I'm good. For a while.
The last time he took her out, she sneezed in her mask, and she was like, "Now what am I gonna do?"
Oh gosh. Yeah.
It was all slobbery all inside. I like,
Like, now I want to go home.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I keep plenty, like 5 or 6 in my truck. I have like 5 or 6 in my purse. So when that happens, I'm like, okay, throw that one away.
It was my first outing. I had one mask. It was on, and I didn't know what to do. I take it off to sneeze, to get a tissue. Like, what do I do? And as I'm trying to figure it out, my sneeze came so fast,
Oh wow.
and I sneezed in my mask. It was like,
So it's gonna be like a diaper bag. You gotta have extras, and you gotta have one just in case, and then one a backup for the just in case.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I have a whole stack in each car. So
Oh,
if
yeah.
we're riding with the kids, there's a stack in their car. We're riding with our son, stack in his car.
Oh
How
yes.
many kids do you guys have?
We have 2 teenagers at home. They're 18 and 16. And then we have 2 adult children.
So are the 18 and 16, are they in school?
No, actually, my son this fall, he's going to start online. But our daughter's she's going to go away to college.
And all her classes
And
are
are online.
She's just going to be in the dormitory.
but she's leaving.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
go to
they're in
college.
dorms, but then they're online?
Yeah.
Where's she going to school?
She's going to University of Florida.
How far away is that from you?
An hour and
Hour
42
45,
minutes.
Yeah, 42 minutes.
Where's
Yeah.
she at? An hour and 42 minutes and 30 seconds. I can
I
get
know,
Absolutely.
right?
I can get there very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
That is so cute. That is so
Yeah.
cute, Sakeisha. That is like, he's like, hour 45. You know, 2
Hours.
hours,
It's like an hour, 42 minutes.
42 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I'm
that
super
kind of mom.
excited that you
Like,
are
I'm that kind of
here.
mom.
I got to be a guest on your podcast about a month ago, and I know you just did your Vows to Victory summit. I'm going to read your bio in a minute, but tell us about the summit, because you had over 700 couples register to come and hang out with you
That's
at this
amazing.
event. And I just think these virtual events have taken off in a way that none of us could have ever imagined. I don't know, how many times have you done this summit, this Vows to Victory summit?
Now, this summit was actually our first
First
Vows
one.
to Victory summit. So
First, okay. So
Yeah.
we don't know how many people had RSVP'd before, but just thinking in general, how many people, was that an uptick? Was that about the same, or?
Well, as far as a virtual summit, this was
Yes.
our first virtual summit. We've had live events before, and it was really planned not to be a huge event.
Right.
But
Well, so for us, I mean, we are seeing like hundreds of people are showing up, right? Like
Yeah.
we would not have had that in a live event.
exactly, yes,
Not without like tons of marketing and
Mhm.
tons of like, advertising and going into it, right? To get 700 people, you'd have to really build up. But because it's virtual,
Yeah.
They can just
was
jump
amazing.
on. It's fine. There's no travel plans, there's no daycare, there's no anything. When
oh no,
Angel and I did the Connect Summit, we did it, March 11th, I think we started it. And then we launched it on the 26th, and over 1,800 people were on our summit with 28 speakers. We did it in 10
Wow.
days.
yeah,
That's amazing.
from idea to event, from
Yeah.
like, let's have an event, and 10 days later hosting the event.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
having all those speakers and to have that kind of attendance and that kind of registration, we're
That's
like,
amazing.
this rocks.
Yes, it does.
I'm
You
loving
guys
the
have a lot
virtual
of
atmosphere.
fans on here. Michelle Faust says hello to the couple. Dr. Wendy Labat says, excuse me, Eric and Dr. Sakeisha, you guys are awesome.
Oh,
She's
she's
amazing.
amazing.
You guys have a lot of fans on Facebook watching you guys.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. I love them.
Okay.
They are
All right. Well,
amazing.
I'll read your bio. I do want to talk a little bit more about this summit because I just think it's so powerful and impactful what you guys are doing and how that came together. And then the projects you guys have coming up. And so I don't know. I just think it's pretty special what you guys are doing. Because people don't talk about, you don't hear a whole lot of people encouraging marriage, right?
True.
It's a lot of, shaming your spouse and, gritchiness, like all of that, right? You don't hear a lot of people really celebrate like what happens after I do, what happens 5 years later, 10 years later, right? When you've gone through some stuff. And so I just love it. We just did a press release for your event, so I'm going to read right from the press release some of the stuff
Okay, sure.
we wrote about
Yeah.
you. I'm going to kind of come down because there's a lot here, right? But you decided that your marriage was going to succeed when your own parents' marriages had previously failed. Fueled with a desire for their marriage to win, they embarked upon a 20+ year journey to ensure that their marriage would win. Together, they've endeavored to be transparent in their marriage to help others win in their marriages. They offer a no holds barred approach when it comes to love and marriage. So Dr. Sakeisha has been a leader in the healthcare arena as a registered pharmacist, and she's served in the leadership capacity for the past 18 years. Together with Erick, they've co-authored the book Marriage Can Win and co-authored books such as Girl Get Up and Win and the newly released Wife Material. She has hosted conferences and been a guest speaker at events and radio interviews across the United States. And Erick is a marriage and relationship strategist and a best-selling author and a John Maxwell certified coach, speaker, and trainer. Of course, the co-owner of Marriage Can Win. He holds an MBA. He's an ordained minister, founder of Covenant Kingdom Builders Ministry, a sought-after guest, and they are, I think, just such a lovely, wonderful couple. Not perfect, but leading the example. And I thank you for the impact that you guys are making.
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Power couple in the house.
Okay. So, right, but not perfect, right? Like
Right.
not like fairy tale, like
Right.
real stuff, right?
Real stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
And
there
that's
is
why we want to be
fairy tale, though,
transparent with other couples so they realize that your marriage can win. It doesn't mean you won't go through challenges. Doesn't mean you
Right.
won't have tests and trials. It doesn't mean you won't have those days where you look at each other and want to do like that. But then you learn how to successfully navigate those challenges. And statistically, we both came from families of divorce. I was raised by a single mom. He was raised by a single mom. Parents married and divorced multiple times on both sides. I think my grandfather was like on his 4th marriage when he passed away at 94. So we didn't have a model to emulate. So we just decided, the buck was going to stop with us, with all the divorces in the family, that, we were going to be serious about it and do what we needed to do in order for the marriage to win.
The thing is we're coming up on 22 years of marriage. We've been together over 26 years, met in college. And so you gotta think, during those almost 22 years, we have gone through so much ups and downs. When you say your vows, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, for sickness and health.
It really is.
All of that.
So we've gone through those things. And our first book, Marriage Can Win, was birthed out of a defining moment in our marriage where we were like, are we going to go boop? And we did. We did the research and we looked at our marriage, and you look at what are the 3 biggest issues that causes relationships and marriages to fail and end in divorce. One was communication, one was financial, one was sex.
Yeah.
And so we came up with the tools and strategies and a way to overcome those issues.
Yeah.
You know, so now you have something to attack
Yeah.
losing in your relationships.
Yeah.
So you had, and I think many couples get to this point where there is like that defining moment, like this test. We are at this crossroads where we need to make the decision. Do we stay together or do we separate? And you guys came there. How early in your marriage did that defining moment show up?
Ooh, probably about 5 years ago that really culminated to that point.
After being together a long time, because we wound up finding ourselves going through a phase where we were almost like our parents, like roommates. It's like you're looking at a stranger. We did the everyday thing. We went to work, we took care of the kids, but then you just kind of looked at one another and it's just
I remember for Jay and I, we were about 11 years in our marriage, and it lasted for 2 ugly years, but it was like we were just roommates. Like we were raising kids. There was no romance. There was no intimacy. It was not sexy, right? Not that there was anything bad that had happened. We had just, just done that, right? And but I think you come to that place where, okay, we have, now what do we do, right? And until you're at that spot, you're just going along. And so you came up with these 3 pillars. I don't think any couple would argue with you that those are the issues. Did you so did you find other couples? Did you where did the research come from? Like how did you resolve all that?
Well, we had been working in ministry for about 14, 15 years, and we had been part of the marriage ministry all during that time. Yeah. And before we became a business, because we've been a business of actually helping about 5 years, but we were doing it in ministry for about 15 years. Yeah. So we have come across so many different avenues and so many different issues with we were the premarital counselors, the teaching in classes, 2-day classes where we teach you before you get married. And then we did we had the couples that were on the brink of divorce. I mean, you name it, financial issues, infidelity more than once, married once, twice, 3 times. So it's so many different avenues. And so after working with couples on that long time, you get to, everything kind of falls into category. But also we do our research, we do our Pew studies, we've done all kinds of research. And then we've had formal training as relationship experts, formal training as speakers, mentors, coaches, like John Maxwell, marriage facilitators. So we really equipped ourselves, but just, all through those years, you really, you begin to see the trends, And
it's easier to see, I think, the trends in other people.
Right? Yes. Versus.
And that's what happened. We helped so many other people. We kind of wound up putting our marriage on the back burner. We were burning the candle at both ends, being there, showing up for ministry, showing up for your kids, showing up for your job, but not showing up for each other.
Right.
And it started to take its toll on us. And then when we got to the point where we were just kind of looking at each other like, why are you here? Right. We realized there was a problem, and that we had, we went to our pastor and we talked to our pastor about it. And she connected us with other pastors and other mentors to, kind of pour into us and help give us strategies that we're like, we're helping others, but we're not really taking the time to realize that we needed help ourselves. So we had to start rolling up our sleeves and doing the work to get our marriage back on track. So
you guys have like an imposter syndrome because you were the marriage counselors and here you are going through the same thing that they're talking about, and you're like, I think
yes.
Just split.
Many a time. So we can kind of tell at the beginning what's, we can just we know what the issue is, because it's a pattern, and it becomes generational, it becomes cultural. We can pick it out. We know what the issue is, and it comes to make it work, or you don't want to make it work. Yeah. But I mean, we have come from the point when we met in college. We became best friends. Our communication was at an all-time high. We graduated. We were making 6 figures, but then And then eventually to make the 6 figures, like we felt like we were broke.
Yep.
And then we became roommates. And then, you know, the sex and the intimacy was great in the beginning. And all of a sudden, because of all the other things.
Wait, you mean to tell me
went out the
when
window.
the sex stops?
Huh?
When you have kids, the sex stops?
Oh, now that was something.
Well, there's a phase. And then once you figure out what's going on, then you pick it back up.
Yeah.
But
Especially when you have, and then the kids get older, right? It's a whole new thing, right? There's
Yeah.
always a new thing and a new phase. So you've been married 22 years. You've been together for more, but married for 22 years. And I think that, yeah, now you've got, you know, kind of these older kids that are in the house and you're setting the example for them. I think that the day that I was a guest on your show, a pretty popular couple, a pretty in the public couple had just come out to say that they were getting a divorce.
oh yeah.
And that they had been thinking
And they were
about it.
getting ridiculed. I mean, badly.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, because they had been putting out this image of this great marriage, right? Of this, you know, ideal marriage and giving all these marriage tips. And then to come out to say that for the last 3 years, we've been struggling and now we've decided to get a divorce. The public felt, you know, betrayed. But that came out, that news came out the day I was getting ready to come on your show. And I was like, I'm going on this marriage show. And somebody said something, you and Jay, I'm like, we're not perfect. I promise you we fight. I promise you we don't always get along. I was like, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. And Jay, he's like, why are you saying that? And I'm like, because this couple is getting yelled at.
You're not. People have this, thing in their head of what you look like because of social media. Of course, you're not going to put all this stuff on social media, right? You're only putting the good stuff. So you're living this happy couple life, and they're so perfect, and he's such a good husband, and she's such a good wife to him. And then you're like, if you only knew.
Yeah.
But I think it's important, like, and we tell couples, don't base your life or your perception of marriage based on what you see on social media, because we're going to post our wins, but a lot of times we don't see what we had to go through to get to that point. And that's the challenging part, because you have so many people that are like, oh, well, I want my marriage to be like theirs. And we're like, time out. No. You don't understand the backstory. Like for us, people see us smiling now, but they don't see the nights where my pillow was soaked with tears. They didn't see the nights where it's like I'm on the couch or something like that. They didn't see that part. But that's why we want to be transparent and say, okay, you can be going through this now, but let's see what we can do to help you back on track, you know.
Here's the reality of things is every relationship, every marriage is going to have its ups and downs, its pros and cons. But the thing is, if those marriages are not equipped on how to handle those issues, because you got two individuals that come from two different backgrounds, they have two different perspectives, two different expectations of what a relationship is, what a marriage is. And then you have to have the different stages of life. You know, husbands first start out as boys and they have to become a man, and then they have to learn to become a husband. And then the most dynamic stage is becoming a father. And the same for the woman, you know, girl, woman, husband, mother. Wife. Right. And so thing is, if
a little bit hard for her.
The thing is, if you have no kind of teaching, no kind of strategy, how to approach those, the issues that come up out of that, you're just open season, you know? So if you have some kind of tips or strategies to deal with communication, to deal with how to plan your finances.
Because they are going to come. So you're like going proactive of when this happens, this is how we're going to handle it. Now, a lot of couples have been quarantined at home, right? A lot more time together than they.
Yeah, they said either there's going to be a lot of divorces or a lot of babies.
Or maybe both.
Maybe both, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen like more people coming to you because they're like, oh my gosh, I've never had to spend this much time with this person and I'm not really sure how to handle it? Have you seen like an uptick in people reaching out to
Definitely.
you?
I mean, I've had lots of wives because we would have on Thursday nights what's called the Winning Wives Pray Call. So
Yes.
it was an atmosphere where wives would get together and we would pray for one another. And I would get all kinds of calls where the wives are like, I can't take it anymore. He's just always here.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we would use our jobs as an escape. We use our kids as an escape,
Right.
you know, meeting coffee with the girls. But once everything shut down, you didn't have those opportunities. So now here you are face to face and it's like, I can't run, I can't hide, you know?
You can't even have a conversation with your girlfriend unless you're like in the shower or in the bathroom, hiding in the closet, you know, trying to talk, you know, secretly.
Yeah, so it can be challenging. So they had to learn how to even create little safe zones in their house where he can have his time alone,
Right.
she can have her time alone, then the two of them can come back together, and just learning to be creative in the process. You know, when we were dating and in college, we didn't have a lot of money, so we had, you know, we were limited in what we could do, so we had to be creative.
Right.
Same thing here. You know, we had to be creative with the household. We still need to have date night, but we couldn't go out to restaurants and stuff. So, you know, you can make quiet time at home. Tell the teenagers you do not come out of your room for anything. Mommy and daddy are okay. But just learning how to handle those, and then learning sometimes things that normally wouldn't bother you, it seems to be more pronounced during this time. So learning how to handle that, you know, which things warrant a response and which things don't. Because there are sometimes that we have, as wives, we have to use wisdom and say, you know, he keeps leaving the clothes on the floor. Do I really need to say something right now? You know,
you gotta pick your battles sometimes, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
What is Erick? What is her love language?
Well, it used to be acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more of touch and physical touch. Yes.
And then what is his?
His has always been physical touch. And words of affirmation.
Yes.
You know, I had to learn that. That was a huge thing. And that was one of our defining moments in our marriage, because I didn't witness a lot of intimacy and touching in my family. Mm-hmm. And he thrived on physical touch. So for me, I was an amazing wife. I was handling things around the house. He's like, that's fine, but you're not touching me. And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm thinking I'm amazing. And he's like, no, you're not.
No. Off your pedestal.
Yeah. And the same thing, you know, for him is like, for me, I'm like, you vacuum the house. Oh, that's it. You know, you're the best husband ever.
I think that's the most sexiest thing a man could do is clean the house.
Yes. But we had to learn.
You know, you might get lucky that night if you start cleaning the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a period of time when we first had our first baby.
Oh my goodness.
She would come home and I would have to pick up the kids from daycare, and I would come home. And when she gets home, you know, maybe it's 9 o'clock at night, what have you, there would be diapers all over the place. It would be dishes in the sink. I mean, and when you walked in the place, you could smell the diapers and things. And she would be like, what in the world's going on here? You know, so I had to learn how to do the dishes. I had to learn to make sure the diapers are in the genie bag. And, you know, yeah. So eventually I became the one that did the dishes. I did the cleaning. And, you know, so it was something that I had to learn to do. I had to find out what, you know, she needed to keep her sane when she comes home from work, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So.
I remember going on a trip, and when I came back, the house was so clean and I was so impressed. But then the kids ratted them out and they're like, yeah, it was a mess this whole time, but right before you came home, Mom, like Dad made us clean the house and get it all done. Right. And so then I was mad. I'm like, so now I'm the mean mommy that, you know, makes them clean. Like Daddy gets to have the fun house, and I'm the mean mommy. I was like super excited that the house had stayed clean, but he's like, don't let mom come home and see this mess, right? Because mom will flip. So then, yeah,
You
but
gotta love the kids that start, but daddy did this and he did this and he made so-and-so cry and he didn't change his diaper and his poop was up his butt and da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
They
Like,
just tell on you.
right?
they
You're like,
do.
really?
They tell on you.
My son is 22 and he's been quarantining here. And yeah, that kid is a tattletale.
That'll tell. And then they say, if you give me some money, I won't tell. And then they tell anyway.
We'll be sitting down having dinner or something, and Michael will be like, so did you hear what daddy did yesterday, or did you see what mommy? I'm like, you little rat. We're on the same page. He's like, well, I tell you what dad does too. I'm like, that doesn't mean you get to tell dad what I do.
Did you see
No
the
loyalty.
package that mom got yesterday from Amazon? No, I didn't get no package. What are you talking about? Kate Spade backpack.
Okay, so what exciting projects are you guys working on now?
Wow. We're releasing a book in September called Struggling to Keep the Vows. It's a book collaboration with 11 other authors. 5 of them are couples, and one is actually a licensed therapist who actually went through the divorce process. So we get to see from both perspectives, as a woman that was married, one that struggled to keep her vows, but then from a therapist perspective. So it's going to be amazing.
In addition to that, we have our Vow to Victory project,
Oh yeah.
which is really, it's a culmination of all of that. We're going to have another a book project,
Mhm.
and then we're going to have a podcast for all the people who are in the book.
Mhm.
And then we're going to have a retreat. If hopefully we'll be able to do a
In
retreat.
2025.
Yeah, I know, right?
And
Then we're
then you've got like all this, you're like, and then,
Yeah.
holy cow.
And it'll be like a lifestyle photo shoot for the couples, because you want to be able to get out and celebrate love, celebrate your marriage, you just do something different. And, you know, a lot of times we have retreats, but we want them to walk away with something tangible. This is what I did in the retreat. These are the strategies I learned, and to actually see them implementing them. So it will be recorded. So it'll be turned into a film project as well.
We'll have a red carpet
and
affair.
a red carpet release.
Yeah.
So,
Types of good things coming out of this.
yeah.
Good.
I figured we went through heck, we got to come out with something and pull some other couples out with us.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
How
I
do
wish
we-
I had that. I went through a real bad divorce recently, and I was married for 20 years. So
Oh,
going, watching you guys and seeing the struggles that you guys are facing helps women like, or me, helps me. there is other life out there too.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
That's good. I see. There's a lot of people out there. I'm single. I don't want to listen to this.
Oh, but we do have, for those that are single, we have a project that's going to be in October. That's called The Pursuit of Love and Marriage for Singles. So I'm working with 4 other wives that are relationship experts. One's a sex expert. One focuses on premarital. One focuses on the dating aspect. So we'll be hosting an event on a Saturday for single.
Okay, so for you singles out there who are blowing up my phone, there's something for you too.
Oh yes, and we
There's
do
something
have.
for us, so don't worry.
Yeah.
We do have 2 radio shows. One is the Marriage Can Win radio show. Then we also have dating with the Hylick, which is for singles dating. And that's the dating with the Hylick comes on every Friday night from 8 to 9 and Saturday 8 to 9.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I'm gonna have
so-
to get on that one.
Yeah, so you talk about dating.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But
So
even if you're married, you still need to date, right? Single,
exactly.
you need to date. Like,
And let me tell you, dating in this day and age is not for the faint of heart.
It's not.
It is a completely different animal than 20 years ago.
have you been on a
Yeah.
virtual
It is.
date, Tina? Have you done like a Zoom
Yes,
virtual
and
date?
It's a very different animal. It is a
Ah.
very different animal. Let me just keep it that way.
Well, we'll have to talk. We'll have to get you on the show to talk about it.
Oh yes,
We are going to
put you on
be
the show.
doing a release soon called Dating After Divorce. So we have a panel of women that are going to be coming on and sharing their experiences as far as dating now, because they've been married before, and they can share, you know, what do I do now that I didn't do before? What are, you know, red flags? So, that's going to be one of our upcoming projects as well for that radio show.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. I love it. Yeah, definitely keep me posted. It is a different animal than 20 years ago. If you guys are married, I say stay married. Stay married, please. It is
Tina keeps looking behind her curtain to see if her husband.
There's no coffee man behind there. All of a sudden I see Jay going, here's your coffee. And I'm like,
Oh.
where's
Well, so he has been around for the last 2 weeks because he fell off of his bike. He had like a little biking accident.
Oh.
Well, it was more than a little accident.
He's okay. He's okay. So he's been recovering, and so he's been around for the last couple of weeks again to, you know, normally he would be out riding his bike this morning. So yeah, so Tina's seeing a lot more curtain time.
Well, and 2 weeks ago was Angel's 50th birthday. So Jay and I were behind the scenes, like getting all these things ready. And I was texting him back and forth, and she would tell me something. I said, so listen, for the next 2 weeks, don't look at his email. Don't look at his text. Don't ask questions. Don't answer the door.
Don't answer the door. Don't go get the mail.
Oh, don't look at the mail. Just if you start walking in the living room and he says, no, just don't ask questions. But I was like, just kind of go with the flow. And like every day she was like, oh, I know why you told me that. Oh.
They're pulling off.
You're an amazing friend.
Great, but she did a great job pulling off this great surprise while she's in North Carolina and I'm in Denver. So
I had dinner delivered. I had little presents every day. Sent her little 50th birthday mugs and stuff. Had a huge sign. That was a 50th birthday mug. Had a huge happy birthday thing put in her yard. So I mean, and then Jay, you know, topped it all off and gave her this scrapbook that made her just ball.
Oh my gosh, it was all these letters
changed, you know, she has changed their lives. And that was her 50th birthday. For 2 weeks she had a 12 days of birthday celebration.
That was all Tina. That was all Tina's doing.
And
I wanna talk about our sponsors who sponsored the morning show, and then we'll get some contact information, how people can plug in. We want to be able to plug into your radio shows, your books, your like everything, because you've got and
and somebody says, can you consider doing a topic for dating for the widowed?
Oh yes.
Okay, absolutely.
Listen to them. They're like, I'm on it.
And we're gonna do
this. Can you see the banner for?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. That is the Angel and Tina Morning Show is sponsored by Bliss by the Lake Boutique, beautiful little boutique in North Carolina. So they dress us. They also do weekly fashion shows and trunk shows. You can follow them on social media, Bliss by the Lake Boutique. Also brought to you by Zandra TV Network, our award-winning executive producer. The Angel and Tina Morning Show is streamed on multiple digital streaming channels. If you've got content, do you want to take your content to the next level and put it on digital streaming and go global? They are the premier award-winning network where small business entrepreneurs can tell their story on local, national, and global television. And you can schedule a discovery call by visiting BeOnZTV. That's BeOnZTV.com to start your affordable global marketing experience today. If you've got a story, they've got a platform. And she's in Dallas, but the big D stands for distribution, making sure that you get your story out. And then our third sponsor of course, is Sonic VA. How many of you had too much to do this week on your to-do list? Well, one of those things needs to be to contact Sonic VA. That's sonicva.com. If you're too busy, more items on your to-do list than you can never get to by yourself, then hire a virtual assistant. So affordable. So that you can focus on what you do best and hire out all the rest. And when you mention the Angel and Tina Morning Show, you get a 10% discount on your first 40 hours of VA service.
Look at she said, oh,
It's fabulous. It is absolutely fabulous when you've got somebody else you can delegate. Oh, because we're so creative, we're so innovative. You guys, what you are doing for couples and creating all these platforms for you to get your message out, there's a lot of administrative things, right, that happen behind the scenes. Yes. And they have VAs in the US and in the Philippines. And so the ones that are in the Philippines are working while you're sleeping. So it's like you are 24/7, but you're getting sleep. So yeah, it's fabulous. Yeah. And you will be when you see the prices, you'll be like, why didn't I call this?
Lord, why didn't I do this beforehand?
Wow.
Yes.
Why didn't I do this before? And today is the Connect Summit 6, starting at 1:00. So here in about an hour, we're gonna have our Connect. I can't believe we've had 6 Connect Summits.
I know. Wow. We hadn't done one, and then in the last 4 or 5 months, we've done 6. The first one was in March, and that we did in that 10 days, and we've just kept it. We've just kept it going. That's how the morning show was a spin-off of the Connect Summit. I know. I used to say it was spawn off because I was watching my son play video games, and apparently things spawn there. And so, right. Okay, so tell us about the different projects. Go slow, the things, and what you want, where you want people to follow and listen and watch and connect with you.
Oh, okay. Well, of course, we have the 2 radio shows on the Love Radio Network. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m., we have the Marriage Can Win show on the Love Radio Network 24. It's now 24 hours a day. Yeah. And then on Friday and Saturdays, we have the dating date night with the Hylicks. This is for singles dating experiences. And that's from 8 to 9 on Friday night and Saturday night. And then we also have the Marriage Can Win live show that we typically do on, what is it, Wednesdays?
Usually Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
And that's at 9 o'clock.
Exactly. And that's broadcast simultaneously on YouTube as well as Facebook. Yes. And then, of course, we have the website marriagescanwin.com where you can go and get all your tools and strategies for dating. We also have our book that's on Amazon.com, but you can also go to our website, and then we have our workbook.
Oh, yeah, workbook.
We have our workbook that you can also communication, finance, and your sex. And it has been amazing to find out, the couples, how they're so at odds. Some would say, our finances, we're about 3, and then they get to sex, and the man's like 5, and the woman's like 2. So it's really amazing to hear, from couples when they do the assessment and they find out they have some more talking, more communication.
What do you mean?
I heard this joke one time. I don't remember where it was, but ask a woman, like, how often do you and your husband have sex? And she's like, all the time, like twice a week. Ask him, hardly ever, like twice a week. So it's
very different perspective. That one show, the Newlyweds or something, he used to say make Whoopee or whatever. I feel like he should be saying that. Hating me a little bit.
Do you say that? Do you say making Whoopee?
No.
That sounds something like a little baby or something.
That was so cute how they would say that, because
I would remember
that in the 60s, right? I know, so they had, it was very edgy, right? For on television.
And they would be like, ooh.
But the finances too, right? I mean, it's a huge topic. I mean, really all of them. Those are the three pillars, money,
Yeah.
and then communication, like what you say and what they hear and how, here I think I'm being amazing. And he's like, I don't think so. You're
I'm like,
missing
"Oh."
this whole other.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, oh yes. And we definitely help couples, and really the sooner the better. With the finances, we used to bring in Edward Jones to do our financial advisement on when we had conference. But now Sakeisha and I both are licensed, and we're licensed in eight different states, and we have a team of 17 other advisors in other states as well. So we can help you, build your plan for building wealth and retirement. And so we can, we help couples with that.
Brilliant.
It is
Really good.
brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, all in one. And so that's why we have radio, we have platforms, we have summits, we have books, we have programs, and a retreat, and a film,
And a thing for singles, and
Yes.
and for widows, right? All of that.
Yes.
Okay, so the website is marriagescanwin.com.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
It's a beautiful website, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm working with somebody, and we're putting together a website, and we were supposed to go out and find other websites that we thought were pretty. Well, they didn't say pretty, I said pretty. And yours was one of them that I used as an example of.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because you get the feel for who you are and what you're all about as soon as you get there. And so whoever did yours, I don't know if that was you, or if you hired somebody.
Erick.
Yes, and your pictures, your lifestyle pictures of the two of you are so cute as well. So who's your photographer?
Actually, we have multiple. We did a lot with J Story Media here out of Orlando, and then we did a lot with Atlanta with Ralphia Trey Eccles.
Yes.
Well, your pictures are great. Yes. So yeah, you've got a lot going on. And I know even this morning you had a lot to go on to juggle to get in here. Do you have where do you want people to start? Like today, not necessarily like with following you, but in their marriage, they're at home with somebody that they're not used to being
and they
home
want
with
to
all the time. What's a tip or something you would recommend to couples listening today?
One of the things, and one of our core values, we always just tell them to express what you expect. A lot of times, for women, we tend to anticipate the needs of our spouse, anticipate the needs of our kids, anticipate the needs of our family, but we're expecting our spouse to do the same. And that's not their strength or their forte. So we're holding them accountable for a gifting that they don't necessarily have. So we just encourage them to communicate, express what you expect. That way he can't meet a need that he doesn't even know that I have. Right. So, and I tell him, then he's like, okay, so
Erick,
I'll make sure. Huh?
You're Erick, you're not a mind reader?
Yeah, you know what? That was one of those things I found out.
Okay, so
that's why.
Give me an example, Sakeisha. Like, give us an example of saying what you expect.
I mean, just like Erick's example with the diapers and coming home, and I would tell him, sweetheart, you want us to spend quality alone time. When I come home from work, I'm exhausted. If there are diapers everywhere, I have to do the dishes. I'm so exhausted, I don't have enough for you. But you'll notice when I do come home, if you at least gotten all the diapers into the diaper genie and at least loaded the dishes, when I come home, I can take a shower and we can spend more alone time together. So now I've expressed what I expected from him, and then he knows what he can get from me.
So now I know to make sure that the house is spick and span. No dishes in the sink. It's smelling nice and potpourri. And I'll have some white chocolate strawberry covered strawberry.
Oh yeah, now he's talking.
In the background. So I know what it means to have a romantic evening, because now I've communicated to her what I feel and what I expect is romantic. But then she also tells me,
Mhm.
about the waterfalls, and, so so now I know how to plan, and for a romantic evening for her.
Yeah. So that's one thing.
That's one thing.
It's an important thing. It's an important thing. I think we're all kind of like putting ourselves in those shoes. Like, what can I say and how do I communicate? And I think that, yes, communicating right now, I'm blessed that we do get along. My son is here, my husband's here, my kids quarantined here my girls quarantined here for most of the time, or enough, right? And it was nice because we do get along and we do enjoy each other's company. But even with that, having some space, having some breaks built in are critical, because I turn out I am a complete introvert. I just thought I was kind of an introvert. Turns out I am a complete introvert, and it's taken this quarantine for me to recognize that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to see anybody. In
Talk
fact,
to anybody.
I could use some more alone time. Like, I could use some more quiet time than I am already getting. And my husband is an extrovert and needs to see people. And so we've just, I think it's just brought out things that were just, we could kind of dismiss before. So, well, it's been fabulous, just fabulous having you join us this morning. We do want to say thank you to Erick and Dr. Sakeisha, marriagescanwin.com, Zandra TV Network, Sonic Virtual Assistant for getting things off of our to-do list, and of course, Bliss Boutique by the Lake for being our clothing sponsor. We are about to get started with our 6th Connect Summit today.
Wow.
We are bringing on,
Bring on the coffee.
a dozen speakers that will be joining us today. And it just happens to be the theme of today does focus a lot around money and relationships. And so we have kind of the two areas of our speakers who are all coming on, not by design, but by providential, right? Like
Always.
this,
And it's always like that.
it is. And so come and hang out with us. We have an Eventbrite link. It's the Connect Summit, connecting you to health and wealth, all sorts of fun things.
Wow.
It's live, it's engaging, it's interactive. It's 6 hours. It's hop in and out. And just for signing up for free, every single speaker is giving away a free gift. So thousands of dollars worth of free gifts in our virtual gift bag.
You can come hang out in the back of the room with each speaker at the end of their time, where you can get some one-on-one time with each of those speakers. So you need to make sure you register for that event, because going on Facebook Live, you're not going to be able to do any of that.
Wow.
Yeah, you want to be in the Zoom and in the room with us. We'll do the breakout rooms.
You get on the Zoom and in the room.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Zoom and in the room.
I'm Angel Tuccy. I am your media matchmaker. If you are looking for more exposure, get more people to say, I've heard of you, you've got a book, a business, or a brand, we'll connect you with stages, podcasts, media exposure, and you can get started with your complimentary guide at makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. Press release ideas, guaranteed media outlets, titles and topics to pitch to the media, everything that you need to get started at makeyourbigimpact.com. And we have a fabulous Facebook group. If you're looking to get booked on podcasts, you're looking for a guest and you want to get booked, go to Need a Guest on Facebook and join our free Facebook group so that we can play matchmaker for you as well.
Hey, matchmaker. I love your new name, Media Matchmaker. We used to call her the Media Madam.
I know they called me the Media Madam, but I don't know.
I don't know if I like the word.
It just felt a little too wise and wisdom and aged for me.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm Tina Torres, the client retention expert and gratitude specialist, where I help you learn how to build relationships that matter, create that client for a lifetime, turn those clients into raving fans and referral partners, and increase your cash flow all at the same time. And you can get your 7 ways to increase your cash flow right now if you text the word connection to 26786. That's connection to 26786. And I have a free webinar for you too, turning connections into cash flow, every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. and you are invited. So just text that word and you can get a free invite to there. Make sure you register for the Connect Summit today. We are going live here in about 45 minutes. We are going to jump right from the Angel and Tina Morning Show right into it. It is going to be a full day of excitement and 12 amazing speakers, including our keynote speaker, Joe Kennemore with Banner Season, helping you create relationships that matter, right? It's all about the mailboxes and not the inboxes. Because what does mailboxes give you? 100% open rate. That is the only thing that'll give you 100% open rate is getting stuff in the mailbox. Like brownies. I got a box of brownies.
Postcards, right?
Yeah, brownies, mugs, postcards, journals, all types of stuff to keep your clients coming back to you year after year. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show, where we come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. We will see you guys tomorrow, but 1 hour, come back, because we will be here. Come back at the Connect Summit. Bye, guys. Hope you have a blessed day.
Bye.
Bye.